Hi, Anil. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Manikanta. Good morning.
Good morning. Anand.
Okay, let's start today. Hey, Praveen. Good morning.
Yeah, hi Krishna. Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, last class we discussed about the application gateway. So we discussed about what is the difference between the load balancer, normal load balancer, and application gateway. So normal load balancer is running on the layer number 4, and application gateway is running on the layer number 7. So it is routing the traffic. Load balancer is routing the traffic based on the IP address, but application gateway is routing the traffic on HTTP and HTTPS request, like URL based. Okay, so it is only routing HTTP and HTTPS routing. It is running on the layer number 5. So you required a static public IP for application gateway. Need separate empty subnet for install application gateway components. So you required a dedicated subnet for application gateway. Okay, so these are the things required. What is the different options can do by application gateway? We have path-based routing, multi-site routing. What is the difference between these two? Okay. For example, let me give an example of this two. So one is the path-based routing. Second one is the multi-site routing. Okay. What is the path-based routing and what is the multi-site routing? So first we are going to discuss about the path-based routing. What is the path-based routing? You can see this example. if you open any website, for example, I'll give an example of like this. So you can see that if you open the Nike.in, so this website, right? So we have some images here. Okay. We have some images to for this related to sports. Okay. So you can see some videos also sometimes if you get it, if you go to, you can see some videos also. Okay. So we have videos and the same way we have some images. You can see some videos also displaying here when you put here. Okay. So what happened, right? So we have videos and we have images, we have different options, many things are there. Okay. So in older days, what happened, right? The developers, we have a server. Basically, we have one server. In server, we installed Nike.in application. Okay. So in this application, for example, I want to see in Nike.in, I want to see some images which are related to Nike shoe. So what I supposed to do? I type Nike.in, it will reach it to this particular server. Okay, I can see some images. One more guy is there. I want to see some Nike shoe videos. Okay. So that is also the request will come to this server and access to same server and display here. Okay. So what is the disadvantage here? So for example, 100 users are trying to watching videos for Nike shoe. 200 users are trying to access some images related to the Nike shoe. So all 300 users are hitting the same server. Okay. So instead of this, I'm going to segregate this is I have two servers. So I type Nike.in / images Nike.in / videos. Okay. Here also I'm using the same Nike.in / images Nike.in / videos. Okay. So when I type Nike.in, this request will go to this server. If I type Nike.in videos, this request will go to this server. Okay. In this scenario, in which scenario the performance is good? What do you think? This scenario, the performance of your server is good, or the same 200 servers, 200 users are trying images, 200 users are trying videos, for example, same number. So in which scenario you think the performance of your application is good? Option one or option two? This is option one. This is option two. Which option do you think is performance is good?
If it is a different server, performance will be good.
Is it option one or you're saying option two? Hmm? This is option one. This is option two. Which option are you saying that is a performance is good?
Option 2.
Everyone? Anil? Praveen?
Option 1.
Option one. Okay. Praveen? Option one or
Uh, See, option two, because it depends on the search. Because in option two, the user is particularly looking for the images, then the load will be on that server. And if they're looking for particular videos, then the load will be on only another server.
exactly. So option two is the right way to maintain the performance of the same website. So in older days, we followed this strategy. Everything on the single server, whoever is trying to access whatever there is no segregation. Everything, the load is go to the same server. Okay. So automatically all 300 server users are trying to hitting the same server. That is a big impact. Correct? So instead of that, we are trying to segregate our requirements in a and put into that data into the specific servers. For example, I need images. Nike.in images, it is automatically routing it. So here the URL is there, right? So normal load balancer cannot segregate like this. So, but application gateway having a capability. So we have single application gateway only. Okay. So for example, you have single application gateway here in front of these two servers. If the request comes like Nike.in images, the request will come to the application gateway, and Nike.in.videos, that is also come to the application gateway. But application gateway have a capability to route where I want to send it. Okay. So based on your URL, automatically it will route your path to the specific servers. Clear? So that is an advantage we have here. So this is the path-based routing. So same URL is same, Nike.in, but the path is different. So Nike.in, both are in the Nike.in, but the path of which path you want to see, which particular um, location you want to see in this particular website, it is automatically that path will routing by the application gateway. So this we can call it as a path-based routing. The same way we have, uh, is it clear path-based routing? Do you want to repeat?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Clear.
Okay. So now multi-site path routing. What is a multi-site routing? For example, I have servers. I have one backend pool here. I have some list of servers here in the pool. In this particular servers, I installed Flipkart.com. I have one more backend pool. I have some set of servers. I installed Amazon.com. These three servers. Here, single application gateway can have a capability. For example, user is trying Flipkart.com. Okay, the request will reach to application gateway, and it is automatically route where we have a Flipkart.com application installed. It is routing the path to the specific pool of servers. The same way, if I'm trying to Amazon.com, automatically the request will come to the same application gateway, and it is automatically route the path to specific pool of servers. This is called multi-site routing. Previously, in a single website with the multiple paths. Here is completely different URL altogether. Flipkart.com is different, Amazon.com is different. But a single application gateway can maintain both applications at the same time. It's not only two, it's more than that. If you have 10 applications, if you want to routing the traffic, application gateway will help on that. So you can add multiple backend pools on the single application gateway based on your URL. Automatically, application gateway can route your traffic. So it is not required single application gateway for each and every application. It is not required. So one single application gateway can routing the traffic based on your URL. You can see this example. You can see users are trying to hitting application gateway like contesto.com and fabricom.com. So a group of users can try. Some users are trying contesto.com. Some users are trying to connect fabricom.com. But all requests are reached to the same application gateway. This application gateway can route the traffic to the specific pool of servers where contesto.com is installed. And it will route the people who are trying to fabricant.com. That request will automatically routed to this backend pool called fabric application is installed. Clear? Any doubts?
So the users are reaching to the particular application gateway, but at the end, the load is routing to different like set of servers, or else how?
Yeah, it's a set of servers. We are creating one set of servers or a single server. It doesn't matter, but it is automatically route the traffic based on your URL, like contester.com. For example, we have contester.com in this particular pool. So it is automatically routed here. The fabrical.com is here, so automatically routed.
Okay.
Okay. So it is not, if I type fabrica.com, it will not go to this pool at all. Okay. It is not happened. It is automatically routed based on the correct URL, correct backend pool. Okay. We are design that. We are going to design. Okay. If you receive contester.com, please send this request to this particular pool. If you receive any fabricant.com request, you can please assign this particular request to this particular pool. We are going to design that in the application gateway. Okay. Then only application gateway understand. Otherwise, application gateway how to understand? Okay. It's not a human being, right? Okay. So
then
here,
what makes the difference between this path-based and multi-site? Because in the path-based, the users are like they are searching in different URL. Well, they are searching with the URL. So here also
it is
what's that?
completely see, here is a complete different URL altogether. So
Okay.
previous in path based, the single URL with a different extensions.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Got it? Nike.com images. Nike.com videos. It's a single website, but different paths.
Mhm.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So we have another capability in application gateway is a WAF. Okay. So WAF we'll discuss later. Okay. This is only for this is very, very important. Uh, like it's very important feature is there in application gateway. That is called WAF. We can call as web application firewall. So this web application firewall will help to protect your application. What type of protect is going to be give? It is going to be protect different attacks can be happen to your websites through the internet. So it is going to be protect those type of attacks like SQL injections, cross-site scripting, command injection. So hackers are trying to hack your application with the different options. So these are some of the examples. Like they are going to you can say like some hackers are what they are going to try. They are going to attack your application. For example, 1 lakh requests at the same time. Okay, so what will happen if you receive 1 lakh application? If you generally you are receiving your website like 100 or 200 users are trying to access generally. Even though if you have a spike, we'll get it only for the Bonanza's time, maybe 10,000. Can you imagine 100 users are 1 lakh users are attacking at the same time? Requests are come to your application. What will happen? What is the impact? Hmm?
Sorry, I
What?
lost you.
Application will be down.
Yeah, because the hittings are very high, definitely that will impact your servers. If your servers are impacted with the CPU utilization is going high, automatically they're going down. So automatically your website is affected, right? So hackers are trying to, they're using different techniques to attack your sites. Okay, so web application firewall is an inbuilt service in application gateway. It's an inbuilt service. So no need to set up anything. Just we can enable it or disable. That is our choice. But it's an inbuilt service will help to protect your backend websites from the hackers. So what type of attacks can controlled by this particular application web application firewall? These are the different types. So like SQL injections, cross-site scriptings, command injections, HTTP request smuggling, HTTP response splitting, remote file. These are the different techniques your hackers are using it. Okay, crawls, scanners, so many things. Okay, so these are the different type of attacks that are going to be controlled by your application gateway. So we can see this based on Open Web Application Security Project, OSAP. We can call as OSAP. OSAP is a website. Okay. OSAP is a website, official website. It is going to maintain every time what is the latest technologies the hackers are using it. Okay. So it is going to be updated in this particular website. This website is officially maintained. So what are the different techniques the hackers are trying to attack what technique they are going to use to attack your applications? These keep on updating in this particular website. So based on this, what is the latest attacks are happened to your applications? Okay, based on that, how to prevent that? The technology is developed by this particular vendors. You got it? So, for example, if they're using some technique which are affecting your application, so definitely your protector like web application firewall should protect that. How it is going to be protect? It was not there before. Recently they started to using that new technique to attack your applications. So definitely the vendor has to be find out the solution, right? So that has to be implemented on your web application firewall. So this vendor is keep on identify what are the new techniques the hackers are using it. So how we are going to prevent that? So how this vendor is going to be? Vendor is following this particular website and see that what are the top 10 recent attacks happened this year. So this particular website is going to be, you can see, was the 25th anniversary virtual conference. So it's almost 25 years are back it this particular website is started. They keep on updating this website with the what are the latest techniques the hackers are using it. So they're providing here. You can see 2025. This is the one of the options they are using to give the information. What about the our WhatsApp and all? What are the new techniques or new things that there happened? Everything you can go with that. Okay, you can see here WhatsApp top 10 in 2025. You can see this website is there. So these are the top 10 attacks are using by hackers. Broken access control, security mission figuring, software supply chain failures. So these are the different techniques that are used to attack your websites. So automatically the prevention also trying to find out. For example, Corona is affected to you all of human beings now. So definitely we are trying to, the government is trying to, the scientists are trying to find out the solution to how to protect that from the virus. Okay. The same way, this WAF is keep on updating by the vendor based on these attacks. Clear? Any doubts? Clear, guys?
Clear.
Okay. So this so let me try to create the what are the components are there in the if I'm going to set up my application firewall. Okay, so first point is point one, we required a front end IP. So front end IP for what? What is the front end IP? This is for
URL.
application
Application
gateway.
gateway.
Application gateway should have a IP address, right?
IP.
So that is a public or private?
Public.
Public IP. Because it is receiving request from the internet. Okay. So if it's a receiving from the internet, it definitely should have a public IP. 1 second, please. So then we required backend pool. So where we have to which servers we need to receive. So we require a backend pool, right? So then required some rules are required from where to where we can send the data. For example, you receive some request to the front end IP, you need to assign to the backend pool. So how we are going to do that? In the rules we are going to set that. Okay. And we have one more option is there, which is not there in the load balancer. That is called listener. Okay. Listeners are there. Okay. This listener, okay, will help to these listeners are will help what type of request is going to be getting from which rule need to be implemented, because application gateway is a little more intelligent than load balancer, right? It is identify that okay, I receive amazon.com. Okay, which rule I need to be, which rule means in the rule we are going to mention that which backend pool you need to send. Okay, which rule I want to implement now. Okay, I got a flipkart.com. Which rule I want to push it? Like which backend pool I want to push it? Which rule I need to implement? So the listener will receive it. The listener is a key player here to identify that. Okay. And then what else we have it? That's it. Mostly we have those things already. So you can see here the example of this design. The requests are come to the application gateway. Application gateway should have a front-end IP. So that is a public IP where the users are able to access the application gateway. So the application gateway, once a request comes into the application gateway, that will send it to your listener. So listener is identify what is the request all about. What is the URL? I have it. Okay. So based on that URL, it will check, is there any matching rule is there, okay, to about this request. Okay. For example, amazon.com. Okay, we are saying that if anyone is trying to access amazon.com, so amazon.com, the user is typing their website, that web browser, they type amazon.com. So the request will come to this particular application gateway. Application gateway send that request to the listener. Okay. So listener, what it will do, it will check the list. Is there any backend pool is available for amazon.com? Okay. For example, this backend pool is amazon.com. As per this rule, it is automatically the request will go to this particular pool. Okay. If flipkart.com, the listener will check this list. Okay. Any request related to the flipkart.com, which backend pool is assigned for that. So it will automatically route the specific backend pool. It is automatically happened based on the rule. If there is no rule, you will get a error. Okay. So the listener will be a mediator between our application gateway request and rules. Based on rule, the listener is automatically routing the traffic. Clear? Any dots on confusion here? So you can see here, I'm going to create some demo for URL path based routing. So you can see I have some website called here only because I did not give the website name here, just I give the IP address of the servers. Okay, the specific pool, same IP, this public IP of the server, and type test.html. It will go to this particular pool. I type images/test.html. It will come to here. Here I type videos.test.html. It will come to this particular port. So this is an example we are going to implement. For example, I told you that nike.in/videos. So automatically that path will go to the videos backend pool. If the nike.in/videos, automatically it will go to the specific pool of servers, right? So this is a path-based routing. And let me try to implement this path-based routing. Okay. So multi-site we cannot do because of we required some website. So then only you can implement. Otherwise, it is difficult to implement. Okay, let's try to this one first. Okay. How I am going to implement the path-based routing. You got the demo, what we are planning to do? I want to create, it is not required this one. I create these two. If I type some URL/images, that will come to here. URL, path, and videos, it will come to here. Okay. So as simple as that. Okay. Let me connect my portal first. Let me connect my portal. So what I'm going to do now to implement this concept, okay. What we require, I need two backend pools and I need two servers for that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to create one network. Okay. So in this network, I'm going to create two subnets. Okay. Going to create one more subnet. Okay. I have two subnets. So in these two subnets, I deploy two servers here in the subnet name called app subnet. And I have one more subnet. This is dedicated for your application gateway. Okay. You can call it as app gateway website, web subnet, something like that. So you cannot deploy your application gateway on the same subnet. It is required a dedicated subnet. So no other resources are not used for that subnet. It is required a dedicated subnet if you deploy your application gateway. So I'm going to build this one setup first. Let's see after that. Okay. So first I'm going to create one virtual network. एक test RG and VNet1 West Europe. Next. So okay, this is the fine. I'm going to take this one. So I'm using the same default one. Okay. I'm adding one more subnet that is required for application gateway. I need to give some name here. App APG subnet. I give like that. Okay. 24 is 27 is fine. That one. Okay. Just add it. Okay. So I have two subnets now. One subnet for deploy my servers and one subnet for exclusive for application gateway in my network. Create. Okay, now I'm going to build two servers now. App server 1, West Europe. Just I give password. I open the port 80 also for this one. I need to select my default path. As of now, just I give the public IP because I need to log into the server. Then after that, I will remove this. Not an issue. I'm using one more server. It's called App Server 2, West Europe. These all are not required as of now. Okay. I open port 80 for the servers. Next. So I also deploy the server in the same network only. Default network. So I open the public IP for this one. Then later I will remove that. Just review and create. So as of now, as per this diagram, we create one network. Inside this network, I created two subnets. One is a app subnet or default subnet I gave here just now. Okay, default. And this is the APG subnet. Okay. So in this default subnet, I deployed two servers. Okay. Two virtual machines I deployed it. Okay. So then I will go with the application gateway later. Okay. First I need to ready for this server. Okay. So one server I want to use for videos. One server I will use for images. Okay. So how I identify, just I will type a small image there, then you can understand easily. Otherwise, you don't understand is it images server or video server. I will write a small HTML file for that. Okay. How you did it for the last time, right? For the load balancer. The same thing we are going to do that here. So first, what is required in order to respond your server? What is required? What you are supposed to do? So if I want to make this server as a web server, what am I supposed to do? Hmm? Last class we discussed, do you remember
SN1
what we installed? Which role I need to
A.
install? IIS,
A.
okay? Internet Information Services. That role need to be installed on the server. Otherwise, this server cannot act as a web server. Web server is not, what is the meaning of web server? Which can able to receive HTTP and HTTPS requests. That we can call as a web server. So once the server is able to receive HTTP, HTTPS request, you require to install IIS, Internet Information Service. If our application is in Java, we need to install Tomcat. Okay. Okay. So
OHS also one type of service, no?
hmm?
OHS.
OHS.
Mm.
OHS I never. Uh,
Okay.
What is OHS?
It's WebLogic means middleware only.
okay.
For
Okay.
web servers, we are using that OHS.
Okay. So is it you are installing that OHS on that servers?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Maybe required.
Depends on
Depends on the what language of
the
applications you are
Yes, yes.
using.
Means we are using Java only, but we are
Ah,
using OHS.
okay. Generally, we use Tomcat for
Backend.
Java applications.
Okay.
It depends on the
Uh,
requirement, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let me connect to a second server also. This is also deployed. The problem is it is a big. It will take 1 hour time to complete this because it's a big story, right? You know, you need to create a servers, let up demo. It will take long time. That is the main problem. So not sure if this today it is we're able to do it or not. Let's see. It's almost 8:49 now. 10 minutes maybe. Let's see. So meanwhile, I'm adding the rule for app server 1. Okay. I'm going to install that role now. Yeah, this feature. Next, 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 next. Stop. Okay. So app server 2 also we need to do the same. So in both the servers, we are going to install the IIS now. Let's see, maybe. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to um, deploy application gateway. Let's see if it able to. We have application gateway. Create application gateway. Gateway. And just only. We have two types of standard V2 and so enabling auto scaling is yes, no, we have it. So if you require multiple application gateways, if you for in production environment, we need multiple application gateways as a whenever is required, it is automatically updated. So this auto scaling option is there for application gateway. So that means like, for example, you have a application gateway in front of that. So users are hitting the application gateway, right? Even the application gateway also facing some issues. If you have received 10 lakh, for example, every day you're getting 10,000 requests. All of this sudden we have 20,000 or 30,000 requests are come to the application gateway. So even the application gateway also maintain that pressure. So for that we have an auto scaling option is available. So for example, the capacity of this application gateway can manage the 10,000 requests at a time. If it is reached 20,000, this particular application gateways may not be capability to maintain that. So automatically one more application gateway can be start automatically. So automatically the requests are reaching to this one. It is going to be pushed to the backend. How this application we get doing it the same way. This application gateway also it's just replica. Okay. If this are also receiving 10,000 requests, one more application gateway will be created. So whenever it is not required, it automatically deleted also. Only one is available all the time. So that option is available here. So that we can call it auto scaling option. You want to yes or no? So really when in a production environment, we are going to use this auto scaling option. Otherwise, it is not required. Okay. Only one instance is enough to deploy your application gateway as of now. So what is you are going to use a IPv4 or IPv6 model. I am as of now I'm going with the IPv4 model only. It is disabled. So it is dedicated subnet is required for this. Which network you want to deploy this application gateway? So our network is VNet1. So you can see automatically picked up the dedicated subnet. It is not take the, if I select this default one, it will give an error saying that subnet must only for application gateway. So it is required a dedicated subnet. Then only it will be deployed. Okay. It is asking the front end IP. So we need a public IP of that. So you can give the name of your public IP. It is automatically assigned by public IP by your vendor. So here we need to create a backend pools. Okay. So here we need to give what is the backend pool name. Backend pool name, videos BP backend pool. In videos, I'm going to add my virtual machine here, the IP address or FQDN name. You can add anything. I want to add my virtual machine. That virtual machine name is AppServe1 is I'm using for videos, for example. Otherwise, I give as images for images BP. I'm using the AppServe1 is for images. Okay. Add. I'm adding one more backend pool, videos. My virtual machine, AppServe2 as my videos backend pool. Add. So now I have two backend pools. One is for images servers, one is for the backend pool servers. One server is added for every pool. Okay. So next, rules I will configure later. Is asking to add one rule. Okay. So rule 1. You can give any priority for this one. So you can see listener is, we need to give it the listener. Okay. So listener is receiving a front end IP request, IPv4 public IP. Okay. And that will be received to the your backend pool. That is a port number 80. What type of request will receive it to front end IP? That is called your public IP. Okay. What are the public IP you have it? That will receive it. That will send your what type of request you are going to send it. Is HTTP or HTTPS, TCP or TLS? What type of protocol you are going to use it? For example, I'm sending HTTP request. Okay. Then it will backend pool receive it and it is going to be added to here. It is a multi-site or basic one. As of now, we are not using multi-site. Only we have a single site. So what is your target backend pools? So I have two backend pools. One is for images, one is for videos. For example, I take as a images one. Images one, we have the backend settings also there. We need to add that one. Backend settings. Okay. This is called what is a cookie session, what is the different options are there. We can simply add it. Okay. Can give this okay. So the listener will send images to two different paths here. What are those paths we need to write here? Okay. For example, anyone is trying to access images /star. Okay. For example, Nike.in/images. After that, anything. So that will send it to target called images. Which backend pool it is there? Backend settings. The image pool name is images backend pool. Okay. The same way, I need to add one more option. If the backend pool have videos, okay, backend pool called videos, backend settings, we need to send it to the videos pool now. So if anyone is trying to, the listener receive, it is /images, it is automatically send the request to images backend pool server. Okay. If in your path, your URL /videos something else, that is automatically pushed to the your videos backend pool, which servers we have it. Okay. So this is the way it is adding it. Okay. Guys, it is too late. We'll continue on Monday for this end of this how to, because it's once deployed, it will take some time. It's 9/1 already. Okay. We have one more batch, right? We'll continue there. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.